Welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining me for another episode of my Football Manager 2024 journey with Manchester United. But before we kick things off, I just want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you that have stuck around, that have stayed subscribed, that have had that hope that one day I would return. The feedback has just been phenomenal, and I can't thank you guys enough. Anyway, moving on from the last episode where we went through all of the first season with Manchester United, we are now heading into our second season. This is where things start to get real. Last year, we only won the Carabao Cup. We finished third. We've got Champions League football for this season. And in the summer, we was only given a budget of 65 million to spend. But obviously, we would see some players leave. And of course, some players arrive in the summer transfer window. So let's go ahead, let's go and see our transfer business and how well we performed in pre-season. So looking back over last season's transfer business, we saw Victor Lindelof leave to Spurs, Harry Maguire going as well. Brandon Williams has left for Norwich for 6.5 million. As you can see, just falling under the umbrella of last season's transfer business. Bukovic coming in for 5 million. He spent the last 6 months of last season on loan at his club that he was previously at before he signed for us, but he will be with us for this season ahead. You can see at the age of 20, seems a decent player, can play on the left, can play on the right, but one thing that may let him down slightly is that he's only one-footed. He did spend, as I say, the second half of last season on loan at his club. I thought it might as well, instead of disrupting everything for him and his development. Also joining us for the season ahead, Evan Ferguson. He comes to Manchester United under such a heavy fee of 80 million, but we had to pounce. Brighton got relegated last season. He was looking out. At the age of 19, it reminds me of a Wayne Rooney signing. I know back in the day when United signed Rooney, was at 03-04. We signed him for 30 million. It was record breaking for a teenager then. But 80 million nowadays for a teenager, it's nothing really with the way the transfer market has gone. Inflation and all that. We've only signed one other player so far in this window, but you can see our outgoings this summer sees Casemiro take up that Saudi money. He's gone there for 25 million for Al Nassr. Mason Greenwood's back on loan at Getafe in La Liga. And you can see David Jurasek, I think that's how you pronounce his name, from Benfica. We've signed him for 14 million, but he will spend this second season on loan at Benfica. At the age of 24, he's a player that's going to come in. He's going to compete for that left-back position with Luke Shaw. I'm not saying he's going to be my first choice, but he's going to be a good backup. I went mainly for his acceleration at 15. It's really decent. And also that aggression at 16. And being at 24 can still improve, still got quite a few good years left in him. And tackling work rate, look at the work rate at 15. It's what we need here at Manchester United. Now this summer we did have a few rumblings of Bruno Fernandes potentially leaving for Saudi money as well. I did think we was going to be left short in our central midfield with Casemiro already going. And Bruno Fernandes, who, as you can see, unwilling to enter contract negotiations. So I did put him on the transfer list, hoping that one of the Saudi teams would come in and put a bid in, but they didn't. So I've took him off the transfer list, and he seemed as though he was happy to stay at United. So we'll see how we go. I'm not going to start him in our first game of the season. He only saw one game in pre-season, but he's had a decent career at United. Could it be better? Yes. But he's always been one of those mainstays in central midfield. So starting off our pre-season, first game, 5-1 away win. Look at the amount of chances we had on goal. We saw Evan Ferguson starting up top with Rasmus Højlund. Bruno Fernandes getting on the score sheet in this game. But you can see Bukovic with his first goal for United. Let's have a look at it. Right in the 90th minute, Harrison with the goal kick. Found Antonio Silva. You can see our build-up play. It's very simple, but it's so effective and really pleasing on the eye as well. But look at the run that Bukovic makes here, breaking in between the lines, and it's hit with such venom into that bottom corner. Also in our pre-season, we came back to Old Trafford. We beat Antwerp, who used to be a feeder club for Manchester. I don't think they are anymore, but we beat them 3-1. Another good, solid performance from the team. And again, Bukovic, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but I'm gonna roll with it for now. But he's on the score sheet again. That's 2 goals in 2 games in the 43rd minute. Really happy with that performance. Then we was travelling away. A real comprehensive 6-1 win here. We didn't really keep a clean sheet at all in pre-season, which was a bit disappointing with our back four, but it's an area that does need work after we lost Maguire and Lindelof last season. We beat Benfica. Now this, best result, best performance of pre-season. You can see they were 3-0 up within 38 to 40 minutes. I was prepared to throw this season down the drain with this performance, but Garnacho drew a goal back before half time. Then in the second half, Rashford won a penalty, got a second goal. Bukovic again, 3 goals in 3 games in pre-season, and then Evan Ferguson wrapping up proceedings, beating Benfica 5-3. What a comeback! If we see more of that this season, we're in for a good year, I think. We was back at Old Trafford to take on Bayern Munich, which is always a must in pre-season to play them. Evan Ferguson on the score sheet, a 1-1 draw, and then we finished away to Monaco, losing 2-1. Bukovic, not the best of games there, but so far, his performance in pre-season, everything is just pointing in the right direction for him and his career here at Manchester United. Still the young age of 20, and he's going to be battling it out for that position between Garnacho, Anthony, and the fact that he's versatile as well, that he can play on the left and the right. It's going to be something that we can play around with throughout the season. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to play Nottingham Forest in this episode. It's our first game of the new season. It's away at the City Ground. Some big games already in that first month. We've got Bournemouth at home in our first home game of the new season. Then we've got Tottenham as well to finish up the month of August. Anyway, let's get into the game against Nottingham Forest. So, let's have a look at their starting lineup. Alanga, former United player, does start out on the left there, so does Torres. Now for Manchester United, Will Fish has to start as Antonio Silva is out. Well, it's been a really good start to the game so far for Manchester United. We're absolutely dominating possession. We've had 2 shots, 1 on target. No highlights so far as we're nearing the 20th minute. Bournemouth next game, which is at Old Trafford, they're losing 2-0 to Liverpool, the Premier League winners of last season. Nottingham Forest starting to get back into the game a little bit now as we reach the half hour. They've got a corner. Is this the first goal? I hope not. As Gibbs-White swings it in. McTominay with the header away. Gibbs-White going to pick it up again. Bit of space on the outside of the box for them. Gibbs-White goes for goal. And Anada cradles it. I'm just going to speed things up a bit here. And let's encourage the team. See what sort of effect that has on them. As we've got a corner here. Rashford, can he hit it first time? He doesn't. He takes a touch. Luke Shaw goes for goal. And it hammers against the crossbar. And it's gone out for a Forest throw. So it's very even with shots taken from both teams. Possession, we're just slightly edging it. But it looks like we're going to go into the break with no more highlights. There we go, that's half time. It's 0-0 here at City Ground. Nottingham Forest looking the more likely to get that first goal. I'm not happy. We should, after the positive pre-season that we have, we should be walking all over them and coming away with those 3 points. Let's see if we can change anything here. Let's work the ball into the box. And that patient build-up. Let's see if that has any sort of effect. Don't want to be rushing too much against a team like Forest. They can easily hit us on the counter. Here we go. Throw from Williams. Torres. Williams, this is the first goal. Alanga, it has to be. Of course it does. Anthony Alanga draws first blood in our first game of the new Premier League season. It's 1-0 here. I'm going to have to think about changing something. We're going to go. Let's switch it down to balanced. I don't want to concede another goal here. but I do want to be pressing. I know it's kind of contradicting those instructions, but I don't want to concede again. Right, who can we take off here? Let's bring on Garnacho. I know he's got a bit of an injury here, a bit of a knock, but we're going to take off Anthony. And this is what I mean by playing around with Vukovic and his versatility there. We'll put him on the right. And we'll put Garnacho on the left. We'll bring on Bruno Fernandes, who looked as though we wanted out in the summer. And we're going to push Garnacho and Vukovic up. And I think I'm going to put Bruno, add another number into that attack. That attacking third for Manchester United. Let's see if that gives us anything. Not sure if I want to change anything there. We're going to go attacking now as we're heading into the final 30. Let's see if we can do anything. Let's see if we can get an equaliser at least. We shouldn't be saying that. We shouldn't be saying, oh, I want an equaliser. I want to draw from this game against a team like Nottingham Forest. It's not good enough, and they got a corner here. Onana comes out, very demanding, and clutches it from the air. Mason Mount now. Garnacho, here we go. Garnacho, great determination shown there. Will Fish, oh, what is that? Really poor pass, but I can't be too hard on the lads. Luke Shaw, interception there, finds Rashford. We're falling to bits here. Luke Shaw needs to make a challenge. It's in. Oh, I thought it was 2. Shaw with the corner. It's found no one. Bruno Fernandes is going to pick up the loose ball here. Luke Shaw swings it in for Vukovic. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. That's twice we've hit the crossbar in this game. Oh, he was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. This is poor. We're going to have to go for Bro. Shoot on sight. I might think about maybe adding Mason Mount to the attack alongside Bruno Fernandes there. We have looked the better team since. Shaw's free kick swings in, finds no one. Garnacho going to chase it down. Playing with that injury. That's a really good ball from Garnacho. Come on, lads. Vukovic does really well. Oh, and it's a really poor pass. Our passing has been shocking today. And Ferguson. Oh, brilliant. It's 1-1, but I think he's offside. As I say that, our passing then was phenomenal. Goal review. Yeah, of course it's disallowed. It's still 1-0 then to Forest. I think he was just off there. Yeah, you can see. Such a shame. But we're not going to give up yet. The final whistle hasn't gone yet. This is Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka with the throw to Evan Ferguson. Wan-Bissaka first time in for Garnacho. Again, going to pick up the loose ball. It's back into the box for Evan Ferguson. It's off the post and it's off the line. Oh my days. Why do we make things so difficult for ourselves? First game of the season and we're struggling against Forest. What is Martinez doing? Why is he hesitating? Right, go for it, Mount. That's it. Poor. Absolutely poor. We were the better team in the second half. We were all over Forest. Well, we were all over them in this game. But they've come out with all 3 points through Anthony Elanga, former Manchester United player. It's so disappointing. We need to be starting a new season off with all 3 points and showing the rest of the league what we're capable of, what we want this season. So in the next episode, folks, I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of this month. I might come back for the Liverpool game, or I might even come back for, let's scroll down, maybe the Newcastle game, or even the Manchester derby. Anyway, that is it for this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed, even though we did lose to Forest, and I will see you all in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.